Guys, come look at this. You know how much I love a light bar? Well, now we've got this. It's a light grille. It does light up. I'll show you later. Do you think there's too many screens in cars these days? What about this? One huge screen. And what about that panoramic sunroof? But look at this. This car is so cool. But what is it, I hear you ask? This is the all-new electric Mercedes GLC, which is not a replacement for the current petrol or diesel versions, which, by the way, are some of Mercedes' best-selling models globally. It delivers nearly 500 brake horsepower with luxury car refinement, and it introduces us to Mercedes' brand new EV platform. But the big question is, can it deliver the same sense of occasion, comfort and drivability that made the traditional GLC one of Mercedes' top-selling SUVs? Now, I really want to show you just how much of an upgrade it is in here. And look at that, you're faced with 39.1 inches off screen. Mercedes are calling this an MBUX Hyperscreen, so it's not just a screen, Hyperscreen, you've got to remember that. And what do you think the resolution of this is? Do you think it's 1080? Do you think it's 4K? Well, if you do, you're wrong, because that is an 8K screen. And it is incredible. It fits the car so well. And I love how it's broken into 3 compartments. We have got the driving data directly in front of me, where you would expect it to be. In the middle, you've got your main menu controls. And then on the far side, you've got something for the passenger. You can play games, you can watch movies, you can entertain the kids as you drive across there. Although I'm old school, I still like a little bit of I Spy as we move about. Now, screensavers, look at this. Right now we're looking at a lovely picture of Mother Earth. You swipe that way, we go kind of into a red racy theme. We have what I think is possibly an ocean, and then we get some cosmic mythology. How cool is that? And it also changes the cabin feel. Bit of Finding Nemo or Octopus's Garden under the sea, and My Home, a racetrack. But that's all your screensavers just at the flick of a finger. Lovely stuff. Inside your apps, if sound's for you, well, you've got Burmester 4D sound in here. We've got 750 watt Dolby Atmos, which is incredible, with 19 speakers in this cabin. That's pretty impressive. It's going to be like sitting in a cinema when you're inside here. And ambient lighting, well, how's about this? You can change it just at the push of a button, and you have got so many options to choose from. And we even have MBUX augmented reality navigation. Now, a panoramic sunroof is becoming the norm on cars these days, but Mercedes have taken it to the next level. They've given you something called Sky Control. That's where you can control the transparency of your sunroof at the flick of a finger. So right now we're clear. If I push the button on the dashboard, it will go completely opaque. So on a bright sunny day, you can block out the sunlight into the cabin. However, that's not the showstopper. Lights, please. Mercedes have illuminated the stars in here, the famous 3-point of Mercedes stars. And look at that, you can change the colour of these to suit the ambient mood lighting that you have set. Now, if that's not cool, I don't know what is. While we're in the studio, I've got the lights dim. I want to show you the new grille and just how bright it actually is. Now, this design philosophy we have seen on the CLA before, and we reviewed that last year, so feel free to go and check that out. But it's big, it's bright, and it's bold. You're definitely going to see that coming towards you. There's 942 individual lights behind that to light up the face. And that now leads me on to my next topic, the new design language. Now, Mercedes engineers have focused heavily on aerodynamic efficiency. Every contour, every crease, every air channel has been designed to reduce drag. And when we look at the front of it, it doesn't look like your ordinary dull EV. It's got a lot of character. We've seen the grille light up, but what helps that is the chrome accents. They really make it pop. It just says class, sophistication, right down to these accents here, which bleed some air off the front. It all works in perfect harmony with the rest of the car. Now, we don't have an engine in here, but what Mercedes have given us is a 128-litre frunk. Thank you, Mercedes. The more I look at it, the more it grows on me. I was a bit not too sure I like that when I first saw it, but it all just flows so well. The 21-inch Y-spoke alloy wheels. The side profile is very smooth. I like the silver accents rather than the gloss black that you get on most cars these days. But what about that rear end? Following on the footsteps of the CLA, Mercedes once again has given us these round circles with the three-pointed stars in the back, but they haven't really done anything crazy. Everything is sleek and smooth, designed to maximise efficiency. But it's not a light bar, it's very close. And I think the whole design language is fabulous, for the middle and the bottom. How they've grafted in the silver chrome accents into the diffuser area with a bit of darkness down there. It works really well. I'm a fan. Inside the boot you have 520 litres of space. That's pretty much the same as the BMW iX3. Fold the seats down and you get 1,690 litres of space. You can pretty much fit most things in here. This brings me on to my next topic, drivability. How does it feel on the road? Well, the short answer is classy, executive, comfortable. And my first impressions are impressive. Road noise is next to nothing. Wind noise, zero. Visibility is fabulous out that windscreen. You may question the door mirrors. They're quite narrow, but they are wide. I think that's a ploy on trying to get as much aerodynamic efficiency out of this car. Motorway driving is good, it's comfortable, it's relaxed, it's quiet. I've got adaptive cruise control set to the national speed limit. What more could you want? It's not edgy, it's not rumbly. It's a Mercedes, it's not going to give you that kind of vibe. However, it is turning a few heads as I pass cars. I think people are noticing the grille coming up behind themselves and they can't help but look. Now, in common with every other car, it's got so many safety assistances that are trying to keep you safe on the road. And I like that. I like how you can toggle them on and toggle them off. But what I do find with some cars is they can be a little bit overpowering. And if you do veer towards a white line, it really jars you back onto the middle of your lane. This just gives you a gentle, slow push back. So it's really nice. It's been refined. It's not aggressive. And that gives you an overall comfortable drive as you're driving. This car does come with coil springs. You can spend £2,500 and upgrade the suspension to air suspension if you think it needs it. And there's also rear axle steering, which might make it a little bit more user-friendly around the town. But from what I've felt right now, it certainly doesn't need that upgrade in my eyes. At the moment, Mercedes is offering just one powertrain for all trim levels of the GLC, which consists of 800-volt dual motor architecture with a 94 kWh battery. This gives you 489 brake horsepower and a range of just over 400 miles, 406 to be exact. And that's pretty impressive for an EV. But remember, the BMW iX3 is closer to 500 miles. But that's depending on driving conditions and weather. It's got a motor on each axle, so that's effectively giving you four-wheel drive, or as Mercedes like to call it, 4matic. And what about this? It's got a 2-speed transmission, not something you hear of much in EVs. And it does two things. It helps with quick off-the-mark acceleration and, for what we're doing just now, longer motorway driving. Does it need it? Well, in a car that's built for comfort, you're not going to be drag racing your mates down the local shop that often. It's got a total power output of 489 horsepower. It has got 800 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 62 time, 4.3 seconds, and a top speed of 130 miles per hour. And for a car that is built for comfort, it certainly packs a punch. While sharing some of its technology and hardware with the new CLA, the GLC Electric is the first vehicle to ride on the new MB.EA platform, designed specifically for mid-size models within Mercedes-Benz's electric architecture. This means you get 800-volt architecture giving you access to 330 kilowatt fast charging. What does that mean? It means you can recharge from 10 to 80% in just 22 minutes. Okay, so far I'm absolutely loving the GLC, and we'll get back out on the road soon, so don't worry. But we need to have a look at the interior. I know we had a little glimpse earlier on, but now it's time to really dive into it and enjoy it. First things first, you notice when you get in here is just how comfortable these seats are. Electronically controlled on the side of your door. They're heated, they're ventilated, and there's several massage options. And you know what? The passenger gets the exact same treatment. We've got a heated steering wheel, and in true Mercedes style, it's comfortable. couple of paddles at the back for your regen, and the buttons don't touch your hands. We move across here, we've got dual charging mats that are also cooled, beside a couple of drinks holders and lots of storage in here. It's a substantial centre console with some extra storage underneath. Everything is perfect, it's in its place, as you would expect with a Mercedes. What about the back? And into the back we come, and it's everything that you would expect a Mercedes to be. It's luxurious, it's spacious, it's comfortable. Armrest in the middle. Normally you'd have a couple of drinks holders in there, but you know, can't seem... Oh, there they are. How cool is that? Neatly tucked away. That's clever. Very good, Mercedes. A couple of USB-Cs down there. A little bit of extra storage. The legroom is incredible and the headroom is sensational. The seats are super comfortable and they're also heated. But cast your mind back. Do you remember the Mercedes CLA and the windows didn't go all the way down? But check this out. That's as far as that opens. Well, thankfully, the GLC windows go all the way to the bottom, so that problem is now fixed. But let's get back out on the road. Something that's on my mind? Why have they made it four-wheel drive and given it so much power, when surely in the future, AMG will get their hands on it? But to be honest with you, on a tight and twisty B road, it may not feel as nimble and responsive as you would expect. That's because of the overall size and weight of the vehicle. But what does impress me is the one-box braking that this car has. It uses the friction and the regen to really slow you down, and it can stop so quickly. But the really impressive thing, when you stand on that accelerator pedal, this thing just goes. It is so quick. It is a pin you to the back of the seat car, and that makes me smile. Being a Mercedes, you would expect it to come in with a more premium price tag over other manufacturers, and you know what? You would be right. The GLC list price starts at £60,000, but you can go over £73,000. But you get a lot of car for your money. But if you're still not happy at paying that kind of price, let me help you with a little money-saving tip. By coming to Arnold Clark, of course. Why not head over to your nearest branch to see how much you can save on your next car or even your next GLC? Because at Arnold Clark, we make it easy. So let's go back to the beginning, where I asked the question, will this have the same sense of occasion, same comfort and drivability as the original internal combustion GLC? Well, it was known for that. I have to say, it hasn't lived up to expectations. It's completely set a new bar. The technology is sublime, the power is incredible, and the comfort has been raised through the roof. But it's not perfect. It's maybe a little bit too heavy in places when it's an EV when you're driving on the B roads. But it's not trying to be a sports car. And me, I'm really splitting hairs to find anything wrong with this. What I have to say is, bravo Mercedes. I'm Duncan Vincent, and this is the Arnold Clark YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. And until next time, safe driving.